Alright, so in this video we are going to talk about why matches on dating apps, so for example on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, etc. stop responding or replying to your messages and what to do about it. Alright, so honestly it could be any number of reasons, right? And so let's just go over a few here. Number one, probably the most likely reason, right? Any girl on a dating app, even like the most average looking ones, they have a crazy amount of likes, matches, and conversations going at any given time. And the hotter they are, the truer this is, right? So it's possible that your message just got lost in the mix. Like, let's just say you guys were talking at like 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, right? You're talking for a bit, whatever, and then fast forward to Wednesday, the next day, and it's like 5 p.m. or something, and you didn't get a message or a reply back yet. In that time, right, especially if she's hotter, she probably has had tens, if not hundreds of messages. I don't know what the exact number is, right, but it's just going to be a fuck ton, right? So it's possible just in that like huge list of messages, your message just got lost. Alright, so reason number two, she met another guy before she met you and is now seeing him, dating him. So yeah, it's possible that this new guy, she likes him, you know, she doesn't really want to talk to anyone else anymore, so that's why she might be ghosting, or maybe she got back with her ex and so on and so forth. Something came up in her life that made her less interested in dating and replying to guys on dating apps, for example. So maybe she had a death in the family, school or work got super busy, etc. Alright, let's just go over a few more reasons, right? So this is also a very common one. She's just looking for attention and she never intended to meet anyone in the first place, right? Girls love attention, and some of them just sit on the apps to get attention from guys but never actually meet up with them. And this next reason, she is a bot, and obviously if the girl is actually a bot, you're not gonna actually meet up with her, so it is what it is. And this is also pretty common. The girl, especially those ones that just leave like their Instagram handle or whatever in their bio and don't fill out anything else, they are probably just looking for followers on social media, because a lot of simps will do that, you know, so just follow some random girl they don't even know. They might be promoting OnlyFans, etc. And yeah, again, there might be even more random reasons that I haven't listed. It's just part of the game, and it's really just a numbers game, right? Even guys who look good and have good picks are probably only meeting up with like 1 in 10 to 1 in 20 of their matches, so like 5 to 10%. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but point being, you're never going to get every girl to meet up with you, reply to you, etc. That's just the nature of the game. And you know, those numbers that I mentioned, 1 in 10, 1 in 20 of your matches that you meet up with, that's even when, you know, you're not doing anything really bad, texting something super cringe. That's just part of the game. But really, in my opinion, for most guys, the main reason that matches stop replying, aside from everything I just mentioned, is that their profile sucks, right? It's just not that appealing to women, which means that their interest in you is low, and which means that there's a higher probability that they stop replying because she has better options, right? So if you want to see what most guys' profiles look like, just, you know, make a fake profile as a chick and you'll see it, and it's honestly fucking terrible. And in your case, if you're listening to this, take a look at your phone, right? And then take a look at the girl that you're trying to meet up with. Do you really think that based off your pics, and I said pics because that's easily the most important part of your profile, do you really think based off your pics that this girl wants to meet you, right? Some of you might not even know the answer to that question, but the reality is, for most guys, the answer is going to be no, because they just don't look that good in terms of their base looks, and on top of that, their pics are also bad. So, like, let's just say an average guy is a 5, right? Because that's what average means. Their pics might make them look like a 3 or 4, because, like, they just don't know how to take the right pics. And yeah, going back to the numbers game, if you make your profile better, and you do that primarily by getting better pics, a higher percent of the girls will be responsive and willing to meet up. So in other words, less girls are going to do this stop replying / ghosting game with you. And then everything I said is true, but also don't do this. Don't try to text some clever or witty thing, right, to get her to reply, because it just means you're desperate. Just move on to the next one. And yeah, that's probably something you don't want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. And honestly, if every guy just listened to this, what I just said, a lot of the problems in modern dating would go away, because too many guys out there are giving all the power to women. I'm not saying that women shouldn't feel empowered, but what I'm saying is, like, guys are for no reason inflating girls' egos through the roof, right? By just engaging in simp-like bad behavior. And like I said, don't like try and text some clever witty thing to try and get her attention back, but maybe you can send like some quick low effort message, like a waving hand emoji later. And by later I mean like days or a week plus later, not like minutes or hours later. And yeah, if she doesn't reply again, just stop talking to her completely, just cut her off completely. And when you do that, right, sometimes they actually just text you back out of nowhere first. So maybe she was just like busy with school or work and she wasn't checking the app, or like, I don't know, maybe she was just going through her messages again and just saw you, decided to hit you up again. Or maybe she was testing you, I don't know. But point being, don't be desperate. To add on to that, right, think about like what a Chad or a guy with lots of chicks would do, right? A Chad is not sitting there all day thinking about how to get a girl to text him back, coming up with like some witty or funny thing to say all the time. He's probably very chill about it and doesn't put in a lot of effort, so kind of how a hot girl would act. And like a hot girl also, he probably has a lot of options and therefore is not like overly invested in any one girl. So yeah, when texting, keep this in mind. Maybe just make a note somewhere so you can see it when you're texting. But like, what would Chad text, right? A guy with endless options is not desperate or try hard. Just be like a Chad. And by the way, if you actually have good pics, aka have a good profile, you should actually be Chad. That is, you should actually have lots of options. So having this Chad mentality wouldn't be an act, it's just how you would act naturally. But yeah, that's the video. If you liked it, hit the like, hit the subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you want to know how to make your pics better so that you get less girls ghosting you and not replying to you, check my video here on my YouTube channel called How to Get More Matches on Hinge. And you can apply the tips in that video to get good pics and use them not just on Hinge but also on Tinder, Bumble, and so on. So yeah, watch that video next, and I'll also link to it in the pinned comment.